On today's episode of Anime Afterthought Fire Force Season 2, Episode 21, Enemy Contact. Wow! I did not see that coming at all. Like, that literally threw me for a loop. But before we get into the monster that makes his return, I want to talk about Juggernaut. Like, I didn't make it perfectly clear last week. Let me reiterate. Juggernaut is amazing. This dude is a legit hero. In one fight, he is not only able to overcome his fears, but get the revenge for Lieutenant Hajiki, and in doing so, protect Tamaki, all while looking so badass. Like, I have never seen anyone bitch slap another character with a nuke. Like, that's what happened. Orochi got bitch slapped with a nuke. And that ending smile, as he is engulfed by his own flames, piece de resistance. I think this is why the beginning of this episode hit so hard. It's the aftermath of the fight. Juggernaut now seems on the cusp of death, while Tamaki is doing her best to console the giant, whose actions quite literally saved the day. But unfortunately, the massive man is not left unscathed. No, as we take a step back, we can see the damage that has been dealt. Juggernaut's leg is now twisted and mangled, and a pool of blood is forming, and the hand that dropped the bomb is no longer there. Tamaki pleads with Juggernaut to stay with her, as we see him on the verge of collapse, with the only thoughts on his mind being that of Tamaki's safety, as well as his dying wish to visit his potato fields once more. And with that, Juggernaut passes out. But you know what they say, out of the frying pan and into the fire, as Tamaki is now left to guard the unconscious Juggernaut as more infernals are making their way. But remember, this kitty has claws, and they just happen to be made out of flame. She's doing straight work. But remember, she's almost been in a non-stop battle. First, the infernals, and then Orochi, now more infernals. Now it seems there's two more white clads, and it seems that her name is on their hit list. And even though she is able to withstand the flames, she's not fireproof, as eventually she gets overwhelmed by the flames, allowing an open for one of the white clads to move in. And just as he is about to land the devastating final blow, out of nowhere, finally rescue arrives in the form of Captain Honda and Captain Obi. And I gotta say, I haven't felt such an amazingly good feeling than seeing Captain Obi jump through a giant fireball, come out the other side unscathed, and land a one-hit KO, smashing the white clad into the fucking ground. Like, it felt all inspiring, not only because what we saw Tamaki and Juggernaut go through, no, it's just seeing this underpowered, non-pyrokinetic man literally get mocked for that, and then lay the ever-loving smackdown on said trash talker. It just felt so fucking good. And then, to back up that one-hit KO, as the other white clad's like, you know what, that's not gonna happen to me, and goes in for a fucking attack, Honda comes out of nowhere and just bashes the dude with the fucking headbutt against a wall in that little animation where he spews blood. Fucking amazing. Oh, and by the way, I didn't notice it in last week's episode, but it turns out Vulcan and Iris were actually with Captain Obi and Captain Honda. Yeah, obviously, when you don't draw faces in the background characters, they kind of get lost. But yes, everyone there, it seems they're doing their best to try to console Tamaki, who has literally been through hell. One good thing we do come of this is we see Juggernaut get hauled out on a stretcher. Now, presumably, he's just incapacitated. He is worse for wear. He's definitely missing an arm and quite possibly a leg at this point, but it seems he is alive. Well, at least for now. See, while Tamaki was going through her arduous battle, there are other battles taking place, including one with Takehise and Maki's brother, where they come across their own white clads, and once again, it cements Takeji's thoughts, and they're like, you know what, I'm never allowing Maki to return to the 8th, and it definitely didn't help the argument to bring Maki back at all when Takehise is like, yeah, we put her in front and center, and she's basically our meat shield. Like, dude, why the fuck do you want to get her back? Aren't you the one that told her that she had to leave? I do want to say it was an interesting part in that battle to notice that Takehise wasn't just taking random pot shots at Iron. He was actually aiming for the limbs the entire time to finally, get that penetration, because it's the one place, if the dude wanted to move, he couldn't harden. Like, just random pot. No, he was actually aiming, wearing the dude's tensile strength down each fucking shot. Like, I love that. Besides that fight, I gotta say, the most important fight of today's episode, and definitely one of the creepiest, is the fight between Shinra and Dr. Giovanni. Yes, Giovanni, the traitor, the one that has some kind of intimate history with Vulcan's family, the one that manipulated Lisa to the point where she actually attacked her only friends, the guy whose design is literally that of a plague egg doctor, and who is just all around one of the creepiest dudes, gets even creepier. Now at this point, Shinra is having an off feeling. Something's not right. There's a lot of shit going down in the nether, so he begins to panic and he's in search of, I guess, anybody. But unfortunately, he comes across his next opponent in the form of Giovanni. But it's not your typical Giovanni. He keeps expressing that he himself has changed. This is a new Giovanni. One, by his own words, is somehow closer to Adala. See, have you ever heard of the theory of insects, that they're actually extraterrestrials? They came in on a meteor. Their eggs eventually hatched, and thus insects were born. In fact, that theory is only half right. See, they're not of this world, but they're not extraterrestrial. They're actually from Adala. So to get closer to my version of heaven, I've decided to alter myself, manipulating my own DNA and integrating that of an insect. And he puts this on full display, not only acquiring new appendages like insects' arms and a stinger, no, he can now almost literally read human thought due to the sensitive nature of his new appendage, a moth's hair pencils. Like, so if this dude wasn't creepy enough, he is now half fucking insect and can read minds, or at least, you know, they're so sensitive they can read like muscle movement and pheromones and body heat and all that shit. Basically, he's reading the fucking mind. But if this wasn't creepy enough, he decides to inform Shinra as well as Arthur, whose logic of bringing up the rear somehow equates to going full blast deeper into the nether and eventually interrupting Shinra's battle, that in fact the lab that was first discovered by the army, the one that brought this co-op siege into the nether, yes, was in fact his, but it was just ooey gooey bait. Something you couldn't help to sink your teeth into. Because it seems at this point we're lacking fuel. Fuel to light a giant fire. See, this is a trap, and you have become our unwilling accomplices. And while Vulcan and Licht come to this shocking discovery, it's eventually confirmed in the final sequence, as we see Ritsu wrap up the end of the episode informing that she was lacking the materials necessary to pull off such a job. But luckily, all the Fire Force pyrokinetics from 2 are enough to blow the nether sky high. Oh shit. I told you, every fucking time we go down to the nether, something bad's gonna happen. And look, now you're about to blow up all of Tokyo. Do you feel good? Do you feel good about yourself? Honestly, like I said, the Tamaki Juggernaut part still hits super fucking hard. Obi and Honda stepping up were badass, but the surprise of the episode was definitely the return of Giovanni and seeing how altered and manipulated and just completely fucked this guy now is. His outward appearance, even though we've only seen the insect parts, now is like his insides. It's just fucking vile and gross, but my god, blowing up the nether? Seriously? I don't think Company 8 is ever gonna catch a fucking break. Anyways, this episode was amazing. I loved every second of it, and it's just getting more and more intense the longer we stay in the nether. So, well, you know, now that we have a ticking clock, let's fucking book. Let's get the fuck out of here. There's no point staying. Shit's about to blow. Anyways, with all that being said and more Fire Force next week, I honestly cannot wait for future episodes.